people,
and welcome to our
first show.
So today episode we will have the quote of the day and
The daily subjects we are dealing with during quarantine and in life in general. And today's subject is interviews.
interviews.
We are full mode on work, student, life, and every tip we can give to people like us. Since we started unlocking the lockdown and quarantine, more and more job opportunities are resurfacing, so it's important to talk about interviews and tips and tricks to have the best experience, even though you might or might not be taken afterwards. So what are your tips and tricks to have a really good experience during interviews?
First of all, for me it would be, I would say it as simple as is, but in reality it's more complex than that. So the first thing is just to be in the room. Literally to be in the room. And by that what I mean is you need to know who's the person who's sitting in front of you. So if he's tech lead, for example, in his perspective, he tried to find the solution more from the technical perspective.
Yeah.
If he's sales manager, he tried to increase his revenue. If he's marketing, he need to have more leads and so on and so on. So the moment you know who's in front of you, you can know what he's searching for, so you can know what to put in value.
Mm-hmm.
And second thing related to be in the room is to listen to the other when he speak, because when you listen and you are curious, naturally you will ask the right question, you will go deep, you will add value. And that's why I say you need to be in the room, because you did prepare, it's good, you need to do it before, but the moment the interview is there, you need to be in the room. You need to have a discussion,
Mm-hmm.
a thoughts, sharing, and be involved and try to bring value. But literally, be in the room.
Exactly. Yes, you take hours or days to prepare for the interview, but once you're there, you have to live the experience, not just talk about whatever you prepared. Listen to the questions to answer really to that exact question. It is really important for them to feel that you are there. It's really important also to, we talked about being there. Preparation is key, because the more you are prepared, the more confident you are, and that's really important because they can feel how confident you are, and once they feel you are confident, that will give them another way of seeing you, because you might be a guru or like a great technical kind of you have a really technical profile and you're really great at what you're doing, but if you're not comfortable enough, then they might not feel that you know what you are doing. But sometimes you might be not a guru, but you are really confident and you know what you are talking about, so they will give you a shot. So
For sure.
Be prepared, be confident. And I know it's not easy, but that's something you learn by time. You exercise.
It's exercise.
Exactly, you have to exercise it. And my brother said here, you have to listen to the question. Sometimes people you have a question and you just interrupt the other person and start talking or giving the answer because I know the answer, but no, you should not. You should wait for the person to finish that question before answering.
And even when you listen, you see what the other person want to say, because sometimes, and we did it as either a salesperson or we did interview before, the moment he start talking, subconsciously you have the answer of it. You're not interrupting them, but you're preparing for your answer to see or to seem as perfect as it is. But if you focus with them and you have the empathy to understand their issue and their perspective of things, you really come up with real question to go deep, or you come up with their value because they give you sign, they give you indirectly what they are searching for. So that's why sometimes it's not that easy, but sometimes when I say be in that room is the only way I can describe it, because really you are empathetic enough to listen, to hear, to have thoughts, to go deep, and to also nowadays you're not the only one who taken the interview, you also given the interview for the other person. I know sometimes there are people who are
It
desperate.
goes both ways actually, because you want to know if that is the position or the dream job, let's say, or the job you wanna be doing, if that project is what inspires you and challenges you. So it goes both ways. They need to know if you are a good asset for them, but you need to know as well if that's the project that you want to work on, if that's what you want to be doing in the next year or more. So it's important to know that it goes both ways. They need you, but you need them as well. So it goes both ways. And don't forget to when we say listen to the other person, summarize what the other person said, because that's the only way you will know if you understood them right. So you do like a small summary. If I understood you right, you want this, this, and that. And then the other person will tell you if you understood well or not. And don't forget to ask questions. That is really important.
Yeah, for sure.
You need to prepare your questions in advance, because you know the company that you are doing the interview with, and you know the people. You should know the people you are doing this interview with. So you do your research, know them, know the company, and prepare your questions. That is really important. So yeah,
for sure.
Those are our some of our tricks and tips and that we use actually when going for interviews.
So if you have other tips or you have other way to handle this kind of things, don't hesitate to put
comment
in the comments
below
or send us a message if you want.
Yeah.
Moving on to
next section, where we read inspiration quotes to be inspired and inspire you guys with us. And today's quote is
the character builds slowly, but it can be toned down with incredible sweetness. Swiftness.
And say by Faith Baldwin. Character. It's like trust. It takes years to be built, but you can lose it like in a second, you know? So character, yeah, I don't know. It obviously, I'm not the kind of person that says I am the way I am, so you have to deal with it, you know. And I don't like how people does it when I was young. So I said I will never be like them, you know. I will always work on my character, and I'll always work on my myself to fix all the all the things that are not the way they should be, because we all have flaws. So obviously it takes years to build your personality, yourself, and you should be working on that on a daily basis. Actually, it never ends. It gets harder by age, because you are used to react this way, so it's not easy for you to react differently, but there's always a way for you to fix or work on your flaws, actually, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. For me, it's a combination of both. Like, you need to have your value or principle, and the moment you have that and you seek this value, at least you need to play with the idea that sometimes I need to involve in such things, and sometimes I need to put my leg down and say this is who I am. So it's not it's not that simple. We all struggle in a way. Sometimes
Obviously.
we think we are right, but after a while we think that we need to change.
Mm-hmm.
Or sometimes we think that we do change and we think it's not authentic enough to ourselves. So we feel we are not right or we're not.
Yeah.
Because you did change for other people, not for you to involve.
Obviously.
So that's
you should absolutely not change yourself or your personality or anything related to you just to please other people or just to be accepted by the society and the society's standards. I'm absolutely against that. The only thing I would say accepted for you to change, when is it accepted for you to change? When you are convinced that you don't want to be this way, or you don't want to react this way, or you want to work on yourself, and on your confidence, on your self-esteem, on things that you want them to improve, then that is the only moment or change that is accepted, I would say. But if you just try to change to please other people, then that's not authentic, and you will not feel good, actually. So yeah. What do you think?
So that's why I think I have a question for you. When do you think is it good to change or not to change yourself? And think about your past. Think of not what you are talking or convinced. Try to think about what did make you change. Sometimes
something about yourself.
Sometimes even an ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend make you change in a way, in a good way sometimes, and in bad way in the others. So what really make you change? What is the ingredient that push you to change, or sometimes no, stay yourself and don't change at all?
When is it accepted for you to work on things and change things? And when should you say, no, this is the way I am and you should accept me the way I am? Actually, so yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah, so answer
comment
us
below or send us private messages through Instagram and LinkedIn.
Thank you very much.
And see you in the next episode, you guys. Bye.